Hey everyone, John here from Press Play Pulse. We've got a packed lineup of gaming stories for you today, from exciting updates to surprising industry news, and even a peek at some cutting-edge technology that sounds straight out of sci-fi. We're talking Cyberpunk 2077's latest update, a surprising indie platform controversy, and even how quantum computing could change the future of gaming. There's a little something for everyone, so make sure to stick around. Let's dive in and kick things off with our first story. First up, Cyberpunk 2077 is back in the spotlight. CD Projekt Red has announced a mysterious new update, and they're keeping us on the edge of our seats with a live stream scheduled at 5 o'clock p.m. Tuesday, Central European Time. So that'd be at 11 Eastern for us on this side of the globe. Let's break down what we know so far. So here's the deal. Update 2.2 is coming, and CD Projekt Red is being tight-lipped about the specifics. But the fact that we're getting another update, especially after the game's significant improvements this year, is already exciting. It's worth noting that this update likely won't include features like PS5 Pro support or the much-requested New Game Plus, which CDPR has said aren't in the cards for now. But that leaves the door open for other surprises, maybe more enhancements to the revamped police system, vehicle combat, or even some fresh content for Night City. The game has had a wild ride since its rocky launch in 2020, and with the success of Phantom Liberty and a string of game-changing updates, it feels like they're determined to keep the momentum going. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're adding this time around. Night City has become such a vibrant place to explore with all the updates they've made, and honestly, I think this is going to pull me back in. It's been a while since I ran around the city, and now might be the perfect excuse. What about you? What's on your wish list for this update? Drop your predictions in the comments, and let's see who gets it right after the live stream later today. Next up, we've got a bizarre story from the indie gaming world involving itch.io, everyone's favorite platform for quirky and creative games, and Funko, the makers of those collectible pop figurines. Spoiler, it involves some sketchy AI and a takedown notice that got way out of hand. So here's what happened. On Sunday night, itch.io went completely offline for several hours. The culprit? An automated takedown notice generated on behalf of Funko by a tool called Brand Shield, and AI-powered software designed to protect trademarks and combat phishing. But instead of catching an actual threat, it flagged itch.io itself. Itch.io removed the disputed page as soon as they were notified, but their domain registrar, I Want My Name, acted on the report without reading the follow-up email confirming the issue had been resolved. The result? The entire itch.io site was taken down, leaving indie creators and players in the dark for about 3 hours. The platform called out Funko directly, labeling their use of trash AI-powered brand protection software as the root of the problem. Itch.io is back online now, but the outage was a big deal, especially for indie developers who rely on the platform for distribution and sales. This is a wild example of what can go wrong with automated systems. Sure, protecting intellectual property is important, but when your AI takedown bot starts targeting entire platforms, that's a problem. And let's be honest, Funko isn't exactly earning goodwill here. It's a bad look to bring down a site like itch.io, which has been such a supportive space for indie creators. Alright. From AI gone wrong to real money on the line up next, we'll look at how Epic Games is refunding millions to Fortnite players after a major FTC settlement. Stick around. Alright, now let's talk about a big payout Epic Games is refunding millions of dollars to Fortnite players after settling with the FTC. If you or someone you know has spent a little too much on V-Bucks, you'll want to hear this. This goes back to late last year when the FTC accused Epic Games of some pretty shady practices around Fortnite. According to the complaint, Epic used so-called dark patterns design tactics meant to confuse users into making unintended purchases. We're talking accidental skin buys, surprise charges, and a checkout process that felt more like a trap than a convenience. Fast forward to now, and Epic has agreed to pay a whopping $72 million to settle these claims. That money will go toward refunds for players, which could include you if you've ever disputed a Fortnite purchase or accidentally clicked buy without realizing it. The refunds are part of a larger crackdown by the FTC to make sure companies are being transparent and fair with their customers. And it's not just about the money. Epic has also promised to change their practices to avoid future issues like this. From refunds to a bittersweet farewell, our next story takes us to Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League, where the game is preparing to shut down for good. From refunds to a bittersweet farewell, our next story takes us to Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League, where the game is preparing to shut down for good. It's not every day you hear about a big-name game shutting down less than a year after launch, But that's exactly what's happening with this one. And in a move that's raising eyebrows, the game is finally getting an offline mode as part of its final update. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, launched earlier this year, and well, it didn't exactly win players over. Critics and fans alike were disappointed with the always online requirement for a single player experience and a live service model that felt like it didn't belong. Fast forward to now. Rocksteady, the developers behind the game, have announced that the servers will be shutting down in February 2025. To ease the transition, the game is getting a final season of content. This update marks a pretty significant shift for a game that was built around its online systems. And while it's a welcome addition, it's hard not to see it as too little. Too late for a title that struggled to find its footing from the beginning. This is a tough one. Rocksteady has such a strong track record with the Arkham series, so seeing Suicide Squad go out like this feels like the end of an era. That said, I'll give them credit for adding an offline mode. It's a small win for players who still want to enjoy the game after the servers shut down. From a bittersweet conclusion to a fascinating breakthrough next, we're exploring how quantum computing is pushing the boundaries of technology and what it could eventually mean for gaming. Let's wrap things up with a leap into the future. Google has just unveiled a major advancement in quantum computing with their new Willow chip, and while it might not change gaming tomorrow, the possibilities are mind-blowing. Google's Willow chip is a next-generation quantum computing processor, boasting a record-breaking 1,000 qubits. Now, to put that into perspective, quantum computers process information differently from the traditional machines we're used to. Instead of binary ones and zeros, quantum computers use qubits, which can exist in multiple states at once. This allows them to solve incredibly complex problems much faster than classical computers ever could. So what does this mean for gaming? Well, not much right now. Quantum computing is still in its infancy when it comes to practical applications. But down the line, it could completely revolutionize areas like procedural generation, AI behavior, or even real-time physics simulations in gaming. Imagine a game world that evolves dynamically in ways we can't even picture today. That said, we're not quite there yet. Quantum computers are still mostly used in research and solving highly specialized problems. But this latest breakthrough from Google is a step closer to making quantum computing more accessible and potentially more applicable to industries like gaming. This is one of those stories that feels like it's straight out of science fiction, but it also raises some real concerns. While gaming might not see the effects of quantum computing for a while, the technology's potential to break current encryption methods is pretty worrying. Think about it. Passwords and even complex encryption protocols that keep our data secure could become obsolete almost overnight as quantum computing becomes more widespread. It's exciting to see advancements like this, but they also come with challenges we'll need to address sooner rather than later. What do you think? Are you optimistic about the future of quantum computing? Or are you concerned about the risks it brings? Let's talk about it in the comments. And that's a wrap for today's updates. From the streets of Night City to the cutting edge of quantum computing, we've covered quite the spectrum. Thanks for tuning in to Press Play Pulse. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more gaming news. Until next time, happy gaming.